Hi, I'm Dan Tinsbury, Vice President of Vancouver Davis College. And it's my pleasure today for me and for the college to introduce you to Canada on the Rocks. The rock has within it a spirit, as symbolized by this calligraphy. And we want to allow the spirit of the rock to speak to the artist and give them an idea of what to capture in terms of Canada's history and culture. For example, we have this painting of the loon, a bird very prominent in Canada's north, solitary bird on the lake. The call is amazing. This bird is also famous for being on the back of the Canada's $1 coin, known as a loonie. In our capital city, in Ottawa, we have this building which is called the Peace Tower. And in this painting, we capture really the essence of Canada. We have the two elements, fire and water, two elements that don't go together, yet they come together in harmony within the culture of the multicultural system in Canada, symbolized by the Peace Tower, the bringing together of different elements. Locally, our history was founded on natural resources. And in the village of Steveston, which is part of Richmond, we had a thriving fishing industry for many, many years. And these paintings capture some of the history of that industry and its development in Canada. You can still go to Fisherman's Wharf in Steveston and enjoy some great fish and chips. You can also view the Fisherman's Memorial. Any of the natural resource industries in Canada have been built with a human cost, and this memorial is to recognize that cost. That you're going to see commonly if you're around the waterways in BC is the blue heron. And these birds are just amazing to watch them standing so still in the water, waiting for the fish to come by. You'll see them in the morning. In fact, there's really nothing quite as exotic as a heron standing in the mist, fishing for its breakfast. And just an idea of how close we are to nature in Canada. Canada is also a place where you find the juxtaposition of the modern and the old. In Vancouver, we have Strathcona School, one of the earlier schools in the city of Vancouver. It's been there, one of the older buildings in the city, which is exciting for us. And yet we also have the modern. We have the McDonald's. The first McDonald's in Richmond opened in 1972. I happened to be there in 1972, looking much more like a shaggy hippie than I do today. But the spirit is the same. So we have the old and the new. And we have some of Richmond's history captured in the statue of a horse, the Minaroo horse. Richmond was the site of Lansdowne, which was a racing center. And just an idea of the diversity of what has gone on to build the place that we now call home. So Canada on the Rocks, now expanding to try to express more and more of other regions of Canada. And we look forward to sharing it with you as we come to our upcoming exhibition.
Hi everyone, my name is Tinklin and I am a grade 12 student from Macleay Secondary School. It is my pleasure to be our youth representative on behalf of the Canadian Rock Association to be able to join the Canada on the Rocks event. My first exposure to this event was last year in the spring of 2023, where I was able to walk down to Chinatown with my fellow peers and really learn about the history behind the Chinatown architecture. And in the summer last year when we launched Richmond on the Rocks, it was my pleasure to be able to draw this rock myself. So I grew up in China, in a city that is called Beijing, and there is a really prominent and a really famous sculpture park there where I would walk every day after school with my parents and play with my friends. And when I first moved to Canada, I lived in Richmond, and every single day after dinner, because I didn't really have anything to do, I would walk down Granville to Minaroo Park, and I would walk past the sculpture of the horse. Although I didn't know the history behind this horse, but it really reminded me a lot of the park back in China that I lived across, and it really bridged that culture gap that I faced when I first came to Canada. So being able to draw such a memorable part of my exposure to Canada on the Rock after coming here for 8 or so years, it's really heartwarming, and I feel like it is an event that really exposed me to a lot of different cultures. I was able to meet hundreds of great artists, so I would really recommend anyone who, whether you're interested in art or not, to join this event and just to build a bit and learn a bit from other people as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Athena and it is my honor to be a youth representative for the Canada on the Rocks project. This is my second year being involved in this project and it has been such a great honor having been able to be involved in such a memorable project. And what really draws me in about this initiative is its capacity to recognize how something very powerful can happen when we bring arts and our culture and our history together. For example, here in front of me, I have two rock paintings showcasing and comparing Lansdowne in the history and in modern day. And I think that there's something very powerful in showing the artists putting their own stories, their own view of what history is like in Canada on something as permanent as rocks. And I think that this can be displayed in many different areas, whether it's libraries, whether it's other places in public infrastructure. And I think that can really bring attention to some very important aspects of this place we call home. So I encourage all of you to check out our exhibition and to stay tuned for what else our amazing youth artists have to offer.
You're working on the Painting Rock project. What are you painting on your rock and what inspired you?
So this specific rock has a totem pose on it. It like really connects us to our Aboriginal lands and how we're promoting a lot about culture exchanges right now with this project as well. Previously, I painted a lot about like Chinese history because it was focused on like Vancouver Chinatown. And I think it's really good that we're like broadcasting this culture exchange to other cultures as well beyond the Asian cultures that we have been seeing.
Excellent. And you?
For me, actually, Caesar gave me this inspiration. But I think what's really nice about having using the medium of pencil crayon on rock is that the colors actually blend together because they're using this medium. So I think that's really interesting for this project. And also, I think another thing that really draws me in about this initiative is the rock's permanence and how that can really help capture things that are perhaps less permanent.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Eric W., and currently we are in Vancouver, British Columbia. Today, I want to present to you guys a rock painting from the Rock Paintings Association, which is a non-profit organization designed to help people express their creativity and imagination through paintings on rocks. And today, I have to present to you a painting of the Richmond Olympic Oval, which is a building located in the city of Richmond, Greater Vancouver in British Columbia. A little bit of history, this building was a venue to host the 2010 Winter Olympic Games. And since then, now it has turned into a public venue for recreation and sports. You can buy membership to play fun. You can pay for lessons, summer camps. There are skating rinks as well. And there's also an open gym so you can work out. And that's about everything I have to say to you today. Thank you.